time now for Kara's Cures. Have you ever heard of the term conscious quitting?
I've heard of unconscious quitting.
Yeah, well, or conscious uncoupling.
Conscious uncoupling and things like that. A recent report found more women leaders are quitting corporate America than ever before.
Yeah, so if you find yourself thinking, should I stay or should I go? There's actually some help to figure out the answer. And here with us now is an expert, Sara Mcelroy. She is the founder of Raze to Rise. Sara, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Karen Scott. Great to be here with you.
It's got to be a huge decision for these women to make this kind of a change in their lives.
Yeah, it's called the Great Breakup, I guess. It's a trend?
Yes, it is. The 2022 Women in the Workplace report recently came out from McKinsey and Lean In and found that women in leadership roles are walking away at the highest rate they have ever reported with this report, at a rate of 10.5%. So to put that at scale, for every woman who's being promoted into senior ranks, there are 2 walking out the door. It's a pretty crazy time right now.
So you have some ways to decide if it's right for you, but why is this? Is it too much pressure? Is it after the pandemic, they're just saying, this isn't my dream? Why are they walking away?
Yes, so many different reasons. The report specifically calls out a lot of experiences with things like being passed over for promotions, toxic workplace cultures, inequity when it comes to discrimination and pay, microaggressions like women having to be taking care of office housework, like note-taking, ordering lunches, just a lot of things across the board. And then you take just the overall burnout that everyone has been experiencing as a result of the pandemic, and it's been a real perfect storm.
So you have 6-stage process of walking away. Is that right?
I do, yes. And I call it conscious quitting because the idea here is not that everyone is just getting up and walking out tomorrow. We are listening to the signs when we know we need to walk away, but doing so in a way that is really intentional and thoughtful so that we're paving a better way forward. So it really starts with that rumbling. When we start to know that something is wrong, we see the cracks and fissures in our day-to-day reality. We can be disillusioned, disengaged, feeling like we're trapped or stuck. And it can also manifest physically. For me personally, it showed up as shingles.
Wow.
So that's where we're starting to see that something is probably not right at work. And then we reach this point of knowing, which is the 2nd stage in the journey. And that is really when we have that realization that we're going to have to leave. We're not going to be able to fix the scenario at hand. What I will say is that just because we are feeling discomfort at work, it doesn't necessarily mean we need to leave. But when you know, you know. And I've interviewed dozens of women from the Great Resignation, and all of them pointed to coming to this place of knowing that they needed to walk away. So those are the first 2 steps in the journey, even before you get to the place of making the decision whether or not you're going to walk away.
So decision would mean you know it and you're going to choose your move and overcome your mental blocks of fear, and you're going to start to map out an exit strategy. So the action would be the decision to quit and turning in the resignation letter. So as you get to that decision and action point, what's really important to do this consciously?
Yes, really it is thinking about what that next move looks like and ensuring that as much as you can, you're picking that next step in a way that's aligned with your values, what you want from a workplace culture, your work style, your lifestyle, the needs of your broader life. I think that's what we really learned during the pandemic, is that whereas career used to be at the epicenter of our lives and we fit everything else around it, now we're looking at how careers fit in holistically. And so that's how we're more intentional in how we architect our careers when we're thinking about that next move. And then we're also planning out a graceful exit. We're looking at timing. We're not pulling the ripcord too quickly and overwhelming ourselves. We're making sure we're stable across the rest of the elements of our lives. For example, health, personal relationships, finances, etc., as much as we can, because if we're going to shake our snow globe related to career, we don't want snow flying about and a lot of chaos in the rest of our lives, because to your point, walking away is a huge life decision.
Yeah, so you want to do this thoughtfully. You have even more science on this. I know you help people do this. So if this is speaking to you, I want to let people know we're going to be going more in depth on Kara's Cures. I want to ask the question of how you actually do this and how you know, and it's not actually something I need, let me be clear, I'm not thinking of it, but how you actually do it and how you know, do you need to have another job lined up? All those questions. We're going to be speaking more with Sara Mcelroy on the podcast and on WFSB Plus streaming. So thank you so much, Sara.
Thank you so much, Karen, Scott.
Oh, our pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us.
RazeToRise.com. You can find her and follow her on social
You're
media.
not going there. You think I'm letting you get away?
You know,
you ain't going anywhere.
Well, this is the part when, you know, we just work our deals out. Like, if you just fix your eyebrows in my workplace environment, you know, it's okay.
Oh, you're funny.